right, so welcome back to the channel, guys. It is me, 80 Summer for 4. So today, guys, I'm joined by our 3 guests. We got 3 guests that supports all the teams that play. Basically, we got a guest we got a Porto guest here, we got a Porto fan here, a Barca fan here, we got an Inter fan here. So, yeah, basically 3 of the matchups. We don't have anyone from PSV or Dortmund, though, which is a shame because we're actually going to start with this game first. So, yeah, man, I'm going to go first to start up my thoughts in that I really feel like PSV should have won. I really feel like PSV should have won with those chances they had. Thielman, man, he missed so many chances. And obviously they make things up, you know, with that him winning that penalty, which I think that's a bit of a harsh penalty.
Yeah.
I'll hear what you say.
I actually saw the clips of the penalty and I was like, that's a bit soft. Now, to be fair, I also think like I didn't really exactly watch the match. I just saw like what was said about it, and like it seems like that. I mean, right now this draw I think pretty much gives Dortmund a big advantage because if they were able to really go to the Netherlands, I'm pretty sure PSV are unbeaten in their league right now.
Yeah, they're unbeaten.
Yeah, so I think that this pretty much, and now PSV have to go away to Dortmund, and we all know that away trip to Dortmund is pretty much a really difficult place for like anyone to go. So I think that's going to be really tough now for PSV, and I think they're going to regret not taking those chances that they had.
Yeah, for 100%. So yeah, I think for PSV, man, they obviously Luuk de Jong scored that penalty there, and yeah, they just couldn't create chances. And I think people don't realize this, that Eredivisie and the Eredivisie Champions League is completely different. Just because you do well in the league doesn't mean you can do well in the Champions League. It's not the same thing.
Yeah.
And obviously Mullen scored that goal there in the first half. That was a pretty nice goal, I got to say. Pretty nice finish there. And yeah, I mean, I think the tie is fairly poised, but as Doodle said, I think Dortmund had the advantage going to second leg because obviously they're playing at home, and we know Dortmund is really good at home. Guys, actually, correct me. Let me know in the chat, guys. When was the last time Dortmund lost at home in the Champions League? Because I actually don't know.
If I had to think hard,
was it against Madrid back in 2017?
No, they've lost before then. I think the last time they lost at home was Ajax in 2022. That's kind of what
yeah. You're
right. Yeah. So, what about for knockout stage? Because that was a group stage match, to be fair. So, I don't know.
Knockout stage, I think it was like Man City during COVID. That's what I remember.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Dortmund just don't lose that much at home, guys. As much as we call them out and say this team is like bums or whatever, they always do well at home, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, and credit to Dortmund, man, because a lot of people were kind of writing off Dortmund a lot this season in the Champions League because obviously they were in the group of death, you know, with PSG, Newcastle, Milan, and they topped the group, which is very, very impressive, you know, because
especially I also watched the game, obviously, and like I watched the Milan Dortmund game, which was at San Siro, and like Dortmund were just really, really good. That was probably like their best performance in the group stage, I think, because like you go away to San Siro and they were able to win. They got a 3-1 victory. It was a pretty commanding win. So I think, and they topped their group of death. So I think in the end, like we need to give more credit to Dortmund. Like, yes, we all know that they're not doing that well in Bundesliga right now, but you know, how you're doing in league is not always a reflection of how you're going to do in Champions League. So I think that to be honest, I predicted a 1-1 draw in this game, and I actually had Dortmund going through. So I think that now, as it happened, personally, I think that I'm not writing off PSV completely. I think it's going to be a tight game in the second leg, but I think that Dortmund probably will use that home advantage to get it over the line, personally.
Oh, yeah. I think it's interesting there, and obviously, and you know, it's also really impressive, guys. Dortmund, their first choice goalkeeper Kobal, I think he was injured he just got injured in the warm-up, I think, before the game. And they put their backup goalkeeper, Mayer, and he had a good game, which is interesting because he's hardly probably played. So that's interesting, yeah. For Dortmund, and it's very impressive for what they did. And as you said, Doodle, like what makes me really impressed with Dortmund is how good they've been away from home. Like besides the PSG game and the Champions League, they've been great in all their away games, besides that game.
They won the other 2 games, right? Also against Newcastle, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so basically the only loss they have away was against PSG away, you know.
Yeah.
Everything else away, they're unbeaten. So, yeah. Anyways, Matson and Barry, do you have any thoughts about this game? Quick thoughts?
Yes, I do. First of all, Dortmund started a bit better. Marlon with an excellent goal. And then I thought generally PSV were the better side. Serginho Dest, I thought, had a very good game. The penalty, I thought, was 50-50 because although Hummels got the ball, he also took out the man through the follow-through. I can see both sides of the argument, but even after Luuk de Jong scored the penalty, I saw PSV going at it more, and the draw was deserved. And though Dortmund were the inferior team, I think they'll be happier with the result, given that the second leg's at home and they have the advantage being the favourites and at home.
Oh yeah.
But it was a good game overall, and not much else to say.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I know we don't have a lot to say, and yeah, this Dortmund team, like I said, man, it's very interesting, man, very interesting, because this team is done like, yeah, and then oh yeah, I forgot about this player, Sancho. I thought he might have a good game. I don't know if you guys saw my prediction video. I predicted him to be the man of the match for this game, so that was probably a brick call for me. So, oh man, that was.
I think for him, I don't know what's really wrong with him. Maybe
he ghosted.
His confidence, I think, is just completely shattered. I always felt like when he moved to Man United, I always thought it was a bit too early. Like I thought that it was just way too early. He probably should have stayed a year or two and then probably moved to maybe another team. I don't know, but I think now it just feels like he just doesn't really know like what he's really like playing for. Like I think he's just obviously Dortmund brought him back. They probably thought that okay, maybe they can resurrect his form, but right now it seems like it's not clicking for him. So maybe he will turn it around, but right now I'm not really convinced.
Yeah. So a very, very disappointing performance from him. But yeah. Anyways, let's hear from Barry. Then we're going to go ahead and move on to the intro game. So Barry, man, do you have any thoughts on this game?
I think the draw was deserved, even though I think PSV had more. They had more chances, more opportunities overall in the game. But to be fair, like Dortmund, the game plan was kind of simple, defend most of the game, and when you have an opportunity, capitalize on that. And they did. You want to say something?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention this. Thank you for mentioning this, Barry. We clown Dortmund how bad they are defensively, historically speaking. This year, they actually been solid defensively, which is something I never thought I would be saying. So I actually have to give it to them because they were defensively solid in that.
It feels like now their attack is like kind of lackluster. It feels like they just switched the roles.
Yeah. Anyways, continue what you're saying, Barry.
Yeah, but overall, it was a good game. I thought it was all right from my perspective, but obviously Dortmund is more happy with that result because now they gotta go to their house and clinch it. But I don't think PSV are gonna go down that easily, and I just hope for a good second.
Oh yeah, 100%, man, 100%, and yeah, Tillman, man, I really hope I hope he gets called up to the national team because he's a good player, man, and maybe if he could do something the second leg, and like even if he scores a goal and obviously PSV go out, maybe he might still get a chance. So yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's interesting, man. And Lozano, I thought was underwhelming. I don't know how Lozano got that high early, but anyways, I think there's not much more to say here. I think a draw.
I thought Tielemans was pretty good in this first leg.
Yeah, it's just that he didn't score the chances though, so that's the bummer. It's just that it's unfortunate, but yeah, and
probably
let's go ahead and
move
move
first
on.
half.
Oh yeah, first half he was great, man. Those chances.
To be fair, I think that I know that he missed chances, but I think that their right winger probably is also a bit more guilty of it because like I saw some of the highlights and it's like, yeah, he was creating a lot, but like some of the final third decisions were just not there. Like
because PSV, man, they scored 70 goals in the league, and I think they scored 70 goals in the league, and Bakayoko was underwhelming on the day. But like I said, man. And people don't, like I said, league and Champions League is not the same. It's completely different. Just because you do well in the league doesn't mean you're going to do well in the Champions League. And just because you do well in the Champions, it doesn't mean you're going to do bad. It doesn't mean you're going to do well in the league. So it goes both ways. All right, let's go ahead and move on to. Let's go read some of you guys' comments. Actually, I don't think there's any comments in regards to this game, so we're just gonna go ahead and get back. We're gonna move on to the next game. We got here is Inter versus Atletico Madrid. And Doodle, I think you should start off first.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, when coming into this game, like I think that we probably should have won by more than 1-0. I think we should have won. Like Arnuatovic, like dear God, like the chances that he missed. Thuram got injured right before halftime. Like he had to be substituted. And I think that Atletico Madrid, I know this, it's going to be a really, really tough game away. I've heard that they've like only one defeat at home, I think, this season. Yeah, and I think they have none in league. I do think that Inter are still, I mean, I hope at least that we can advance. I think we can get a draw away. But all I know is that in this game, we probably should have taken more. We should have probably scored more. I think that Atletico will probably be happy that it's just 1-0 personally, because like, it was just, and I just want to say, I want to give a shout out to Nicola Barella. Barella was the best player.
Oh yeah, Barella's amazing.
Barella was just insane. Like he literally he did a roulette on the ball, like, and then he also he just completely. I think all of the Atleti's midfield was just unable to contain Barella. He was creating many chances. He had one very good cross that Lautaro just sadly headed it straight to Oblak. And I think overall. And also, Atleti had 0 shots on target, so that also speaks volumes of our defense this year, which has been so solid. So, I think I'm still happy with the performance. I just think we should have scored more goals. That's really it. That's the disappointing thing. But yeah.
Okay. And one thing I want to ask you before we move on is, did Lautaro have a good game, or is it a bad game, or is it in between? Because I don't know what to make of.
He should have scored. Like I think this kind of felt like a Lautaro game that was like I've seen this kind of game from him like a lot in like past 2 years. Like he has he gives a lot of effort always, and it's not like he will always try his best, but and obviously he did get an assist in major quotation marks, but I think that this was not up to the standards of the Lautaro we have been seeing this season. So I think it was a bit disappointing of a performance, but it could have been worse. It could have been worse.
Yeah. And Arnautovic, man, I won't. I know you scored in the day, but man, you scored a rebound.
He nearly missed. Like their defender. We as Inter fans really hope that Thuram is fit for the second leg. Thuram changes this team so much. He's just.
Oh yeah, the guy was amazing, man. The guy was fantastic. He was amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. Because I don't know if you guys, do you guys see that chance that Arnautovic missed in the second half? I think it was 60th minute. I think.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was a criminal miss. That was I don't know how you missed from there.
Yeah, it was basically like a 1v1, and he just slides and somehow misses it. Like he should have scored that. Like it was just so bad.
Yeah, and then let's talk about Atletico Madrid. This is what Simeone does. I understand what he was trying to do. I understand the idea. I know you guys are going to call me out in the chat, but for me, Simeone played way too defensive. I've said this before. I'm going to continue to say this again. You can be defensive. There's nothing wrong with being defensive, but you can't go super ultra defensive. There's a difference between that. Okay.
And the thing is, it nearly cost them. Like even going by defense, it nearly cost them even more. I think they were just way too cautious. I think I kind of see why. As you can see, Morata obviously didn't start the game, and I think that maybe he thought that. I think Griezmann was doing a lot of the midfield work, and I think he was just so deep that he was not exactly creating that much threat up front. And I think because of that, maybe he thought that, okay, we don't have our starting number 9, so I probably cannot really go all out against this Inter team. But I just think that being so cautious nearly could have made them lose by even more goals, funnily enough, despite being so defensive.
Oh, yeah. And you know what's really funny? They almost got out. They almost escaped with the 0-0 draw, which was, I think, that's the idea Simeone was trying to do. Okay, let's play for a 0-0 draw, and it obviously didn't work. And then, did you guys? What's actually crazy, guys? Just after Inter scored, I think Atletico started actually waking up. They actually started to play football. They actually started to create chances. Do you guys see the Morata miss the end? Yeah. Oh my jeez!
And I think and now I think they. And I think now they kind of have to play like that in the away game, because Inter's obviously, I think Inter's probably going to go a bit more defensive, but I think that what suits us is that Inter has always been best when playing in transition. We are one of the best counter-attacking teams in Europe. And I think Atletico will probably be going at us. So I think that's going to open up more spaces. And I think they're going to have to be careful of Inter potentially getting behind them because like that's how Inter's going to play.
Yeah. And yeah, Renildo, obviously, he made the mistake for I think was the Arnuatovic goal there. Yeah. He made a mistake there. And yeah, man. So, made for Atletico Madrid, man. Very, very underwhelming performance from them and for Simeone. And Atletico, they better wake up for the second leg because if they try, I would be surprised if they do this defensive stuff. If they do this defensive stuff at home, that's disappointing.
They're not going to do it. I think they're going to go all out, and I think it's going to be up to Inter to try to contain them. But as I said, like I think this is also going to give Inter more opportunities to probably counterattack and create chances. So it's going to be. I think it's going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be a good game, very interesting game. We'll see.
You know, it's also I also want to mention this, guys. I really like how Inter used the wing backs, like DeMarco, Darmian. The wing backs were like, I think you guys might have the best wing backs in the world. Maybe
to be honest, in this game, I think Darmian was did not influence the match that much. Like when Dumfries came on, that's when the game really changed. That's when Inter became really much more proactive, and that's when Inter just began creating even more and more. So I would have probably started Dumfries in this game. Now in the away game, I don't know if Inzaghi's going to start him, but I think it could be a shout. I think he probably deserves to start.
Yeah, and I think I've noticed this with this Inter team. This Inter team is really quality. It just needs depth. Because you see the French players, man, the French players just I'm sorry, they're not that great. Let's be real. So compared to like the starting 11, it's just not quality. I mean, do you agree, Doodle? I mean, you're an Inter fan, so you probably agree, right?
I mean, yeah, I think Arnautovic is your backup striker. I mean, that's just like the thing is, there was like a lot of Inter fans, including myself, we were like, okay, we definitely need to buy someone in January. And Inzaghi then comes on and says, nah, you know what? We don't need anyone. We're going to trust Arnautovic and Sanchez. I don't know if that's going to be, if that was a correct call or not, but whatever to him. But I think that still for the bench, like Fratesi this season off the bench has been good for the most part.
Oh, yeah, Fratesi is good. Fratesi is good.
And Augusto also, like before this game, he had a good game. So, like, I think that he's also, he's a good backup to DiMarco. I think DiMarco's not always going to play every single 90 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, I think that beyond those two, it's kind of like, it's okay. It could be better, but I still think overall the starting 11 of Inter is just so good. It's just so strong that I think it kind of like overrides that potential problem.
All right. So okay. So Mats, do you have any thoughts on this game?
Well, I think of all the ties in the round of 16, this is the toughest to call, and this was a much needed win for Inter Milan, and the second leg's on a knife edge because Atletico Madrid are at home, but Inter Milan have won the first leg. So I think this will be on a knife edge, and it will definitely be interesting to see how Inzaghi will approach this tactically. Last season, he was in this situation against Porto, and he managed to keep them out to a 0-0 draw. So it could go either way. I do get the argument on Atletico's home form, but at the same time, Inter have been in this situation before, so you can't write them off to close out the tie. Yeah, I think this tie as a whole is on a knife edge, especially as this has only been won by 1 on goal to 0.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about that. I forgot about this guy. I'll give it to Barry next. Griezmann, man, I'm sorry. I know you've been doing so well in the league, but you weren't great in this game.
It's not. I don't think it's fully down to him. Like I think personally that Saul was not like. I think that Koke and Saul just were not really great for. Again, as I said, like I also think that Inter could have. I forgot to mention this. I think Inter could have scored more if Mkhitaryan connected his pass. Like Mkhitaryan, this game was not good. Mkhitaryan, this game was just sloppy, extremely sloppy with the passes, and I think And I think Çalhanoğlu was also not exactly up to the par. Like he was good defensively, but like his passing was also not really that. But So that just really shows just how good Barella was. The fact that he alone was able to just keep that rather underperforming Inter midfield in this game intact and keep it really solid. And Atleti's midfield just never really got going. And that's probably and Griezmann had to drop back a lot just to create something for it, because Atletico's midfield was just not really creating anything. And I think
and it was interesting because Lautaro and Griezmann are like, they're like, when you look at their league stats in general, they've been like one of the two most informed players in the world. When you look at their stats in general, it's just in the Champions League, in my personal opinion, I don't think they have really delivered as good as we expect them to in the Champions League.
Lautaro always in Champions League is weird. Like I've always seen it. Like he's really like, there are games where he can be good, especially in like games. I remember he scored away against Liverpool. He also scored away against Barcelona. I've seen that.
Yeah.
But like then there are some games where he just disappears or he just does not score. Like he's really inconsistent in Champions League, and that's obviously. And we saw that in the final last season. I think obviously everyone remembers the Lukaku misses in that final, but everyone also forgets that Lautaro did not show up for that final either. So that needs to change. I think if he really wants to be seen as truly one of the best strikers in the world, he needs to become better in the Champions League.
Yeah. I'm going to quote this channel, and I think it's a great comparison. Great analysis. This is from Half of Football Hut, and he said that Lautaro Martinez is kind of like Harvey Dent. Sometimes good, sometimes bad. And I think I actually agree with that.
Aside from fitness, Sandor managing his minutes, I don't know why Morata didn't start.
He was just coming off an injury, though, Matt. He was just coming off an injury, Matt.
I was actually surprised he was even included. Like there were talks if he could miss the whole season, like they were up. But like I was actually surprised that he actually made it in. But
okay, Barry, man. Sorry for not letting you speak. You can now speak.
No, that's cool. It's cool. Nah, that's cool. I was listening to you. Yes. Now it was a decent game from Inter. They played good overall, except from technical mistakes here and there from the midfield. Apart from Barella, played very good. Apart from pretty good game. But like you said, Lautaro is like roller coasters, up and down, up and down, up and down. But this season in Serie A has been very good. But just today, a lot of missed chances, and it's not only him. Arnuatovic, that's how I say. That's how I say. Yeah, him also missed a lot of chances. So. Inter could have won like 3 or 4-0 if they were clinical, but it happens, and it's actually better for the sake of this tie because it's the best tie that we have in the round of 16. So, I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the Wanda because, it has the potential to be a classic because they're very good teams, and could be great to see.
I want to give before we move on, I want to give shout out to Axel Witsel for Atletico. Like he was really solid defensively. Like I did not expect that. Like I did not. Has he played like center back for Atletico this whole season? I don't watch La Liga as much, but
probably. I think so.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
Yeah,
and he spent most of his career as a centre midfielder.
Yeah. All right, let's go look through some comments. Okay, let's discuss about Arsenal, Sebastian. Don't worry. Oh, okay. Hey, let's see, man. Let's see, because I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you this right now, guys. I want to see Arsenal PSG Champions League final. I want to see it. I want to see it, guys.
That would be so funny.
How about next season?
Okay, Balkan Warrior says, yo. And Balkan Warrior, man, new member, man. Thank you for rejoining, man. It's been a while. Thank you for coming back, man. Appreciate it, man. Shout out to you, Balkan Warrior, man. Thank you for it, man. Thank you. I appreciate your donation, man. Dinga says hi. Congrats, Matt, on beating Small Club Arsenal. We'll discuss about that.
Thank you.
What's up? Okay. Sub Doodle, sub guys. Okay. I think he's just joking around. Wait, do Arsenal lose? Yeah, yes. That's when it go. Yeah, well, let's go about Arsenal. Let's discuss about Arsenal. Time for the best one. We should have won 4 or 5-0 if we had scored from our chances. Inter levels above Atletico. They just need to be more clinical in front of goal. Well, I don't know if we could say because like
I don't know if it's
Atletico
levels above, but I think maybe this will sound biased, but I think that Inter right now, at least on form, are top 5 team in Europe. I think, but let's not count Atletico out. There's like, it's just like if they score first goal, then like the tie pretty much changes. I think. Then I think that we're gonna see goals in the second leg though. I think for both sides. That's what I'm predicting. I don't think it's gonna be like a 0-0 game. I don't think so. I mean, I would take a 0-0 game, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah, like I said, Atletico plays super defensive, guys. So you can't really judge Atletico from this game. You could truly judge Atletico in the second game because, like I said, they were playing super defensive. They didn't want to. They were playing. They wanted to get a draw. That was the idea. Barello was playing football against Atletico. Kanye West was in the intro game, shouting some of the Carnival music video. Oh yeah, Kanye West was there.
He's actually gonna do. He's actually the 30 Inter Ultras are actually gonna be singing with him. So. That's why. Like, he literally befriended the Inter Ultras.
Wow. Ooh. All right. Oh, Barella over Frankie de Jong.
I don't think you can compare them. Personally, I wouldn't. They're really different players. I don't think I would compare them.
Yeah. They're not the same. Yeah. Because I think Barella's more of like because Frankie's like more like box to box, and Barella's like more like a center mid, right?
Mezzala, as we call it. Yeah.
Yeah, Mezzala. Okay. All right. Okay. This take is blasphemous. I'm sorry. All right. Oh man, Barry had to go. Okay, that's fine. Maybe Kula can replace. All right. But yeah, at least he was here for a bit. Someone said Loftus-Cheek. Oh my jeez.
Oh god.
Matt, do you have anything to say to your fellow countrymen?
I'd prefer not to comment because I don't see the two of them play enough, but hopefully Loftus-Cheek is one of the midfielders that plays for England at the Euros.
Yeah.
That's a big shout because England has a lot of midfielders, but like if he gets in, fair enough.
Yeah. He's
like third or fourth best behind Bellingham, Rice, and maybe Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Dude, England's got a squad of stacked, guys. England's squad is stacked. I don't want to go too off topic, but England have to at least make the semifinals. If England don't make the semifinals, that's a disgrace. I'm sorry. Bare minimum semifinals.
But we'll see. Football, we all know that football has a lot of twists and turns, so we never know. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Jesus says, Barella by a mile over that choke. Hey, I know you're a Real Madrid fan. Obviously, I know you're not going to like De Jong, but come on, De Jong's not been that bad. Who says
I actually think De Jong is... This is probably an insanely hot take, but I actually think De Jong is more important to Barcelona than Pedri. Like, I'm willing to have a debate on that because I probably should save this conversation once we get to the
Barcelona save it for the Napoli game. Save it for the Napoli game.
Yeah, I'll save it for that.
Okay. Yeah. Baltimore says Dorm out for 20 days. Most likely will miss the second leg. Oh,
that's a bummer. That's a bummer because I have to watch that guy, Arnuatovic. Now, see, we're gonna say all of this and watch him just score like 2 goals or a hat trick in the second leg. Just watch.
Okay. I mean, who would you start, Arnuatovic or Sanchez?
Or maybe Dzeko will start.
Dzeko is not.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Dzeko. I completely forgot about Dzeko.
Dzeko's not with us. He went to Turkey.
Oh yeah, I forgot you guys sold him. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
My bad. You're right.
It's gonna be, a problem. Arnautovic or Sanchez. Pick your poison. Just pick your I think it's probably gonna have to be Arnautovic. Like we have no other choice. I don't know who else to play.
You know what's actually interesting? I think I did an interesting with Bialy on Discord and like literally our true strikers at some point got injured. Like Lautaro was injured at some point. Lukaku got injured at some point, and we had to work with the backup strikers and.
Oh my god, that was horrible. That was awful. But yeah.
Arnautovic was red blood. Kanye's funny. First half was a game of chess, while the second half was utter domination from Inter. Serbian blood. Kanye the goat.
I think we should.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I think we should have
on
the Arsenal game.
Yeah. I'm just quickly going through his comments. I'm probably gonna speed through the comments since we're gonna be here all day.
Morata, I think Morata will be fit for the second leg. I think he's gonna start, and that's gonna be. One more thing. Actually, speaking of injuries, I think Acerbi is gonna be back for the second leg. Like I know De Vrij was very good in this game, but I think that Acerbi is probably gonna be starting the second leg, assuming he's back.
Okay. Morata needs to be investigated. Okay, I don't want to talk about investigation. I prefer not to speak about that. Okay, I know, right? Carlos Augusto was great when he came on. Dumfries changed the game when he got his chance. We have some depth, but not good enough. Because for bench players, although Frattesi deserves some time. Yeah, I think Frattesi's decent. I think he deserves more start.
Yeah.
Casano was a bit quiet. I thought he was. See, the thing is, like, I think he was good defensively.
Yeah.
I don't
but
think
like his passing his output was not the same. I think that's why it was like.
Yeah, very intense, stressful match to watch, and even more intense and stressful matches coming in the second. Like, yeah, man, imagine I was being an Inter fan. I would have got. I couldn't handle this. I couldn't handle this. Oh man, Griezmann was sus this game. Yeah. Sebastian says, "Hey, enjoy your birthday, man.
Enjoy your birthday.
Happy late birthday.
Ruin it. Inter actually won on my birthday this season, so we beat Roma."
Dang, that's nice, man. That's nice. Baltimore said Lautaro is considered, so your boys work the ball movement is amazing. No striker does that. That is true. Like the thing is, like, it's not like he's a garbage player. It's just that because people I hear people say this stuff, you know.
I think it's because of the World Cup. I think that World Cup campaign really ruined his public image. I think that's why they think that.
And the thing is, like, people like criticize strikers so much when they don't score. But Lautaro does really good off the ball. Like, in terms of his off the ball movement, he was very good. And it's kind of like the same with Victor Oshimen, which we'll get onto a little bit later.
And at least he did something. He came clutch in that penalty shootout against the Netherlands.
Yeah. My thing is that would you rather see someone that doesn't get any chances, or would you rather see someone miss a lot of chances? Because I'd rather see someone. I think it's better to at least miss a lot of chances. Because
at least like that creates a threat, right? Eventually, I think they're gonna score. Because like if someone's like not even like doing anything, like okay, they're just when strikers just don't score, like they can't score, like for some reason. If they're like able to at least like be a threat, have some intent, that can like change the game. I feel like people nowadays are really stat oriented. Like, come on, watch the game. Like, yeah, I'm not saying Lautaro was great in this game. He wasn't great in this game, but like, this is not like a stinker. Like, I don't think this was a stinker from Lautaro.
Yeah, like it was like I still thought he had a good game.
I would say like a 6 out of 10 performance. 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10.
Yeah. Okay. Oshimen does. Okay. Lautaro is not only a goal scorer, but a top playmaker as well. Very underrated. All right, Sebastian. All right. Okay. All right. Any other comments in regards? Okay, I'll necessarily. I'll necessarily one today, guys. I'll necessarily one.
Thanks for the praise, Albert and Sebastian.
Yeah, I'm just reading comments relevant to the game, guys. Just so you guys know. So it's not like I'm skipping past your comments. It's just I want to read the ones relevant to the game. They didn't beat Real Madrid 3-0. They beat them 4-2. Yeah. So get your facts straight. And Inter can. It is possible. Like Atletico, like Inter don't even need to win. They just need a draw. Yeah. So we'll see. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man. All right. Let's see. Real's still better than FJJ. Inter really should be third favorites behind with Madrid and City. You know, actually, you know what? I'm gonna hear from Doodle, man. You're an Inter fan, so do you agree with the sentiment?
Well, the thing is, I actually watched the Lazio Bayern game. I thought that was like Lazio this season. I'm just gonna tell you, has been awful, terrible. Lazio have been really bad this season. But that game, Lazio, they were like, they actually deserve to win. Like, if you actually saw, obviously people would say that, it's a penalty, the red card. If you actually watched that game, Lazio were a better team.
Oh, yeah.
And I think because of that, now, I'm not saying Lazio is going to go through. We'll see, but I think that's going to be an interesting game as well. But, like, I think that if we take that into context, I think that Inter can probably beat Bayern. Now, Man City and Real Madrid, I think, are better than us. But I would put us, assuming that we get through Atletico, I think we should be in the shout. I think. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I think Albert. I think that's actually. I think that's true. I think Inter's like third best team after Madrid and City. Yeah. So I would agree because Bayern's a mess, man. Bayern's a complete mess.
Some people say Arsenal, but we're gonna get into Arsenal soon. I think Arsenal in the Champions League. I mean, Arsenal in the Champions League is a gift that never stops delivering, isn't it? Like,
we'll get to Arsenal, man. We'll save it, man. Save it. Yeah. I know they're not always the same. Loftus-Cheek better than Barella. No, he isn't. Okay. The English one's better. Okay. Why do Inter have so many old? Yeah, that's actually a good question, Doodle. Hey, Doodle, can you answer this question?
Short answer. They come for cheaper. but also because experience. Like Inter, we have been basically the team that we've built. A lot of these players, they've come from either cheap prices or they came for free. Like, and I think that just shows you that the fact that we have not had like we have been in debt for so long, but like because of that, the fact that we have been able to construct this kind of a team with a weaker financial muscle, I think that speaks volumes about the recruitment that Inter have had.
Okay. I'm because I saw him over that guy last season, Inter.
Oh no, okay. Dude, I don't know what happened to him. I don't even know.
Okay. If Deco stayed, we would definitely win the CL. Ooh.
I don't think I agree with that because Checo last season in the Champions League was, I'll be honest, not really effective.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an underrated striker.
Apart from
I think.
that game against AC Milan.
Oh yeah, apart from that game, but like aside from that game, he was just not really effective. To be honest, last season, a lot of the strikers overall for Inter, I don't know why. So I actually during the match, someone told me this, like, why do Inter strikers always like choke, quote unquote, choke during big games? And why do other positions need to, like, a midfielder has to score, a defender has to score? Why does that happen? Like, I feel like it's just, I don't know if that's a coincidence or that's something, but I mean, that's something interesting. But at least it shows that other players can also score goals. So I think that's a positive.
All right, let's quickly move. Let's quickly wrap through the comments because we're spending a lot of time in the comments. So I'm gonna quickly speed past. Okay, okay, Sebastian. No, come on.
Come on, no. I actually think we can beat PSG.
Inter
I actually
above
think Inter can
PSG
beat
and
PSG.
Atletico will probably be as well if they advance.
I actually think
both
Inter
of
can
these
beat
teams
PSG.
could beat PSG.
Well, keep in mind, Sebastian's a Milan fan, so he's obviously trying to take everything
makes
he can.
sense. Fair enough.
So take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
Other Jacko.
That would actually be a fun game, though. PSG against Inter. That actually sounds interesting.
Yeah, maybe in the quarterfinals we could see it.
Maybe.
Ooh, burn. I want Atleti to give us like that one against Liverpool. Okay, we're not gonna get. Okay, that's a bit wild.
That's a bit. I saw that. Okay.
Sebastian's the only person in the world that brings Colo into off-topic conversations.
Okay. All right. I think we're done with the comments. Okay, that's a lot of comments. Okay. 38 minutes. Okay, finally we can discuss.
They got knocked out by
Sporting
in the Europa League last season.
Yeah.
All right, Matt's man. I think it's only fair you start us off first since you're a Porto fan.
Well. This was definitely a game I enjoyed watching. First half, I thought Porto actually had the best chance despite Arsenal doing a bit more in the attack. I don't know how Galeno doesn't score all that chance where he first hits the post from close range and the rebound hits the side netting. He should be scoring or at least hitting the target. Arsenal, yeah, they did have their moments. Not very much. I thought Porto did very well defensively. They forced Arsenal to throw-ins and corners, and they didn't. And Arsenal didn't actually test Costa in terms of making him have to make a save. All could was catch a few crosses, throw a few punches, and Saliba, Havertz had headers that went off target. Before the game, I was thinking of having Eustáquio to start because his ability to recover the ball he's probably the best at it out of all the Porto midfielders. And there was a preview video on UEFA's YouTube channel where they were kind of doing a compilation preview of each of the games, and they showed a graphic of ball recovery that Eustáquio was had got the most from Porto, Rice, of course, most of Arsenal. But then again, I could definitely understand starting Nico Gonzalez for the consistency, especially seeing as Gonzalez and Varela started at the weekend and they'd won. And it certainly worked out in the end. But defensively, Porto were excellent, and they're going to need to do that again. And then right at the end, what a goal that was by Galeno. When he had that shot, I thought that was going wide. But the fact he managed to get it past David Raya, but still got into the corner, that amazing moment. Of course, I was in the pub celebrating. There's probably about 2 other Porto fans there as well. There was at least one other that I was around. Evan Nielsen, I thought, was pretty quiet. Did have some efforts, that one of which was easily saved by Raya, and one got deflected for a corner. Don't think he had his best game, and Tony Martinez didn't. Well, he didn't get much time, but he himself, I guess Porto weren't so influential when it came to the number 9 position. And of course, I've vocalized the fact that Conceição, like Gareth Southgate, he does make substitutions late, and he didn't make any subs until the 81st minute. But on this occasion, it didn't bite him in the backside. And then for Arsenal, I don't think they underestimated Porto so much, because they did have more attacking opportunities. I just thought they were too slow. They kind of made it a bit too easy for. They didn't kind of work. Apart from maybe Wendell, I don't think Arsenal worked Porto enough. And then I could see the idea of bringing Jorginho on in terms of the point of possession and allowing Odegaard to go forward. But and I do get that at Arsenal didn't have a good selection of the bench, but I'm not sure why they didn't bring Eddie and Nketiah on, which would have given them like a focal point. And the fact that Trossard went off, it would have meant Havertz was on. It was either a false 9 or out wide. They didn't look that, which I think did cost them, and well, a little bit, but still, Arsenal probably didn't do the most that they could have done. Of course, Porto, they got the game plan and they succeeded with that very well, and could have been very different had that goal not have gone in at the end. And going into that second leg, Porto, we can't go into that second leg trying to go for the draw, because we saw Ecuador and Iran did that in the World Cup, and that backfired against them.
And Atletico as well. I think they also tried for a draw.
Yeah, I won't speak too much about the preview, but when we reflect on this game, I'll just say that Porto kind of just need to keep it tight for the next game, eliminate Arsenal's chances as much as they can, and then exploit the areas when there's the opportunity. Just very happy overall with how this game turned out, and I think what I've said so far has spoken for itself.
Yeah, let me give my quick thoughts. I'll give it to Doodle, then we'll look at the comments. So yeah, for Porto, man, I thought they were fantastic. They defended very well in the game. I thought they were great in the counterattack. And it just shows you guys that, like I said earlier with the league stuff, just because you do well in the league doesn't mean you can do well in the Champions League. Because Arsenal, they come in the last 2 games, like, look, they scored 11 goals. You know, Burnley, then obviously West Ham. But this is, I'm sorry, Porto is better. Okay, Porto's for sure better than Burnley. I don't think that's even a debate.
Yes.
You know, and now West Ham might be a bit debatable, but I still think Porto is probably better. I still think they probably are, in my opinion, just my personal opinion. But you can make an argument for West Ham. But the point that I'm trying to make here is that just because you do well in the league doesn't mean you could do well in the Champions League, And I think Arsenal fans need to relax with this stuff, and say, because like I said before, Arsenal have never won the Champions League before. Porto have. Porto have the UCL heritage, and Arsenal haven't won it so far, And so I just think for Arsenal, I feel like I don't think they underestimated Porto, but I think they were surprised. I think they were surprised how well Porto were doing. Do you think surprised is the word to say? I'm not sure. Well, how would you say, Matt?
I suppose I would have no complaints with the word surprise. Maybe they hadn't. As I said, I don't think they underestimated Porto, but maybe didn't react or anticipate enough to to how Porto could have hurt them. It's a difficult one.
Yeah, and I think like I said, Guyana, man, he missed that chance the first half. He should have scored that, man. I don't know how he missed that chance. He made up for it though. Scored a very nice goal in the end. And for Arsenal, as I said, I still believe Arsenal the favorites. Because like I said, Arsenal is really good really good at the at Emirates. So I think for Arsenal, but the thing is for Porto, they just need a draw. So
yeah,
I think the key for Arsenal is that they score early goal. That it makes the tie very interesting. So yeah, for Arsenal, as I said, Mikel Arteta, man, a very, very interesting. And yeah, I just think that I think another big issue with Arsenal is that they don't have that good striker because I'm sorry, Gabriel is just not it. I just don't.
He wasn't
really
even available today.
Yeah, then Trossard, he is a good player, but I think he's better as a super sub. I don't think he's good as a starter, in my opinion. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that. So that's just my general opinion. And yeah, like I said, man,
I also want to mention this. Nketiah on the bench.
Yeah. And then obviously Trossard, that chance he had in the 33rd minute, that was probably the best chance that Arsenal had in the game. Do you agree, Miss Matt?
I suppose so. There was that other chance. I don't know if it was Trossard or Odegaard that there was a corner that went in and whoever it was put it over the bar whilst in the penalty area.
Yeah, do you remember what minute it was?
I will re-emphasize this, that Porto defended well against Arsenal to the point where they had to they forced Arsenal into corners and throw-ins.
Yeah, all of Arsenal's chances came out wide. They weren't able to create any chances centrally. That's how good Porto were defensively, and Arsenal didn't get a single shot on target. And like I said, guys, this Porto team is good. I know this very well because they played really well against Barca. We just got lucky against them in probably both games. Actually, we definitely got lucky against them away. Maybe at home, to some extent, we got lucky. But yeah, definitely away, we got luckies. And it was Doodle, man, give me your quick thoughts on this game.
So I think that Porto as a whole are like a team that maybe you might not really rate that highly, but like they're to me a tournament team. They to me seem like a team that they can really cause you problems if you take them slightly lightly. And like I'm speaking from experience. I obviously last season Inter played against Porto, and like especially in that second leg, like the last minute, Porto had like 4 clear-cut chances, and like they hit the crossbar. Onana saved it. Dumfries makes a block. They just eventually goes wide. But like I think that still, I probably think Arsenal can probably turn this around. But if they really want to turn this around, they're gonna have to be very wary of Porto possibly setting up a low block that can like really cause them problems and generating good chances. And I think that this 1-0, I think Porto obviously should have probably won this 2-0 if we're being honest. That chance should have definitely gone in. But because of that, I think that now this makes the second leg even more interesting because now we're gonna have to see how Arsenal are going to approach the game. And the Arsenal, from what I've seen, from what I've watched this season, they seem like they thrive when they have a lot of space to them. Like when they have space,
Yeah.
when they're able to get in behind, that's when they're the most dangerous. So I think
I agree
because of that, Porto is like a team that's probably like really straight up the opposite of what Arsenal are good at. And I think it's gonna be challenging. I don't think Arsenal is gonna like win this like 3-0 and 4-0. I don't think it's gonna be a blowout. I think it's actually gonna be a tighter game because of Porto's approach. But we'll see.
Yeah, and I agree. I think I agree with Doodle. Like Arsenal is really good against teams that give them a lot of space. That's why players like Saka is doing really well. Martinelli as well, and these kind of players. And I just think that for Arsenal, they're a team that loves to play against space. And I think Matt's was even, we were having a discussion a few days ago. Arsenal, they rely on individuals to show up. When their individuals show up, they play really well as a team. But when their individuals don't show up, they tend to not play well. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah. Like they have a quality, they have a lot of quality, and I think because of that, they're able to like if Saka or Martinelli are playing well, then I think that gets the whole team going, and I think that gets the whole team be able to play well as a whole and win games. But the problem with that is if the opposition knows who your best players are, if the opposition knows that, and they're gonna try to restrict those best players, and because of that, I think Porto, that's what Porto did well. Like we obviously are talking about this. I think that Porto's center backs were very, very good today, but I also think that Porto's fullbacks, they were really good at restricting both Saka and Martinelli, and that pretty much took out the creative outlet for Arsenal, and that and I think because of that, Porto seemed like they were pretty comfortable with defending. I think Arsenal because of that, Arsenal's gonna have to find a way to break Porto down better in the second leg if they want to advance.
And let's not forget, 2 weeks ago, the two fullbacks, when they played against Aruca, they were terrible. And Wendell was even suspended for the weekend, and yet he's come back and done a good job. Even though he did give a silly foul away in, I think it's the first half, and they were excellent, and I guess João Mario, after having a bad game against Aruca and starting to pick up against Estoril, Amadora, it's helped him play well here.
Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and look at some of the comments.
AD, somebody sent me this in my DMs. I don't know how well you can see it.
Oh yeah. I know who that someone is. Someone sent me the same picture.
Sebastian sent me that. I'm sure he'll have no shame in me saying that.
Yeah. Okay. You know what? Let me see. Let me see if I can get it on. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna share it real quick. Just make it really quick. We're kind of running out of time here because we're already 53 minutes. And I kind of want to wrap this up in a couple of minutes. So, let me actually just pull this up real quick. We spent too much time with the intro one, to be honest.
Yeah, sorry about that.
I know it's okay.
No problem.
Okay.
I mean, don't want to be biased, but I think that was like probably I think in general that's probably the most talkative game. Like it was most talk. Although we're gonna get into the Barcelona-Napoli game soon, so.
Oh yeah. Okay, let me just open this image real quick, guys. Oh man. All right. So here you guys go, guys.
Oh my.
What a snap by Odegaard.
Look at did you see the Jorginho's face though? Like that guy seemed like Jorginho's face right there. It seemed like he literally knew what was gonna happen. Like the reaction.
All right, let's go.
When he made that shot. Oh my god.
Yeah. All right. Obviously there'll be some comments I won't read because it's not relevant to this game. So it's not like I'm gonna ignore you guys. Just that we're kind of running out of time, so we need to speed this up. Okay. I'm going to go with my specials on my piece. All right, see you, Bailey. Arsenal going to go out. Hold that. We'll see, man. We'll see. Antonio Badani. I'm going to favorite this, and I'm going to look at this later. So I'll read your comment later. because we're going to discuss Barca's game after this.
Mhm.
All right. Arsenal will come back low. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, they should. They better. Let me put it this way.
They should, but let's not take Porto lightly. I think Porto deserves respect. I think who knows what's going to happen.
Oh, you know, Matt, we didn't talk about this. No Taremi win for Porto. It makes sense. He doesn't play well in big games. Matt, what do you think? I mean, do you agree with this statement?
To be honest, Braga aside, and even then, you may or may not consider that a big game. This is the first time Porto have shown up in a big game. They lost to their two big rivals earlier in the season, and they lost to Barcelona. And Taremi was present in all of them, and of course, he stayed on the bench this time, and Porto managed to win. Now, I think Porto still could have won regardless of Taremi's presence, but HKR does make a good point.
Well, that's funny because Taremi is actually moving to Inter in the summer, so that's going to be so.
Oh yeah,
So if that's true, then
yeah,
I hope he does. If that's true that he doesn't really show up in big games, then I hope he does not start against Milan or Juve, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean we'll see because Iran. Obviously,
well, this season might just be he's not mentally.
Maybe it's the contract situation.
He just
I guess
might not be as mentally there because in the seasons prior he's been very good.
Yeah. So it's interesting.
Maybe when he gets to Inter, it'll be a fresh start for him.
All right. I want Barca to advance so we can get HCO. You really want to see that happen?
I'm gonna save my comments for that.
that would I prefer not to speak if that happens. That's all I'm saying. Fabio Vieira losing to his former club. Oh yeah, how would this must be really awkward for him.
I actually kind of forgot that he even plays for Arsenal. I feel like
last time I checked. Yeah, sorry. Last time I checked,
Fabio Vieira didn't even. He was on the bench and he didn't get subbed on.
H course says Arsenal versus Portuguese teams.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they lost to Sporting last season, right? They lost to Sporting.
To be fair,
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, they did beat Benfica a few seasons ago. So
yeah.
And they only lost to Sporting on penalties.
What a goal that was though last season. I forgot what his name was. But like the guy that scored the goal at the end. Yeah, when Ramsdale was out when he scored the halfway line. Yeah.
Pedro Gonçalves.
Oh, okay, that's him. Okay. What a goal that was.
Yeah. Porto have UCL heritage. Porto going through is my feeling, but Arsenal are crazy good at home. Yeah, that's true, man. Arsenal is at home is pretty good. They're not pretty good. They're generally really good. Arsenal UCL contenders. Actually, what do you guys think? Actually, I want to ask you guys this question, and then we're gonna go, and then I'll speed past the comments. Like, do like can Arsenal actually win the championship?
Even if Arsenal won today, I would still say no.
I don't think so either. I think that Arsenal, their team is really inexperienced for the Champions League. I think that if they even want to contend, they're going to have to. The thing is, this game's actually going to be a big lesson to them. I think for these kind of games, they need to be more prepared, especially for these away games when they have to go away especially to other countries and against other teams. Like if they want to be contending in the Champions League, they're going to need to develop a mentality that basically has them prepared for these big away games. But so for now, I think they're a good team, but I don't think they are. I don't think they have a chance at winning the Champions League.
Oh yeah, for me, I think I've said this before. I personally believe, in my personal opinion, I think Arsenal will go. I think for me, it's quarters at most. I don't think they can get past quarters.
Yeah,
in my personal opinion.
Yeah,
unless they get a favorable matchup. But if they face against an elite team,
what would you say if it's Arsenal versus Barcelona in quarterfinals?
Oh my god! I'm not going to speak about that. Let's see if both teams even advance first of all. So, because that would be a crazy matchup. That's all I'm saying. That'll be very interesting. PSG would do 6. No, come on.
No, come on. That's too much.
Nah, come on, they won't do that. Oh, you know what's actually crazy, guys? I heard Arsenal fans speaking before this game, but how would Porto do in the Premier League and this kind of stuff, and we would destroy Porto. Who is this Porto team? Arsenal fans, you need to calm down. You need to calm down. Okay,
Put
be
respect
respectful.
on Porto.
Be humble. Be humble, man.
Sebastian spoke about that earlier, and he even said that they were the only. This is. I think this is the comment that he was talking about. But anyway, he was saying that they overhyped them, but somebody else that was very high on Arsenal was Michael Talks Football.
Okay, let's not name shame, guys. Let's not name shame.
Yeah.
Okay.
We should not write Arsenal off
He
yet.
has them as something like a. Yeah, he has them like something like a dark horse outside contention. Like he listed them as like
I
a
think
potential
that's
semi-final
probably
team.
fair, maybe, but like we'll see. I think for those kind of conversations, we're gonna have to wait and see how the second leg goes to make it better.
Yeah. Like that's true. Okay, come on, let's be respectful. Pookie's. I mean, even non-Arsenal fans are hyping them up. Pookie, even like EPL.
They're a good team. I think that we should not like completely clown on this team. Like they're a good team, but like, and again, they can still turn this around. Like I think that. We're just gonna have to see again. I think that's when we can make a proper judgment once we see how the second leg. Once we see what happens in the second leg.
Yeah. Porto should have scored more, but they played really good. If they go for a Emirates, I see Porto getting a result. I mean, yeah, it's very possible. It's possible. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay. All right. Hold. Okay, let me actually read this. Start this. Okay. These Arsenal fans suck so bad because they almost won the league last season.
Great one, Bob.
All right. Okay. HQR says, is Saka overrated? Actually, I want to hear from Matt because you're an English fan. So, do you think Saka is overrated, or do you think?
I don't think he's like a 5-star player. He is a good player. To be honest, I think England's the two best games England had last season, maybe aside from North Macedonia, which was a 7-0 and they were bad. England's best games probably came without Saka when they beat Scotland 3-1 and Italy 3-1, and they had Foden, Kane, and Rashford in the front three. They look more fluid without Saka, but Saka's a good player. But he's no world beater.
Oh yeah, I people saying he's world class. I think it's a bit of a stretch. He's not world class. He's a great player. He's a fantastic.
He
player.
could be world class in the future, but right now, no.
No. I think I don't think he's overrated per se, but I think the fans are overrated because I saw people compare him to Salah, people compare him to Cristiano Ronaldo, which
that's too much now. That's
too much.
That's too much.
So it's getting back to the Arsenal fans thing is that I don't think Saka's overrated. It's just people overhype him. People overhype him, mainly Arsenal fans. So yeah, who says I think Porto can advance, but what do you think?
When you talk about overrated, when you talk about overrated, wouldn't you generally mention the people that aren't like fans of the club that they play for?
Yeah, I mean, because the thing is, I don't think Saka's really that highly rated by non-Arsenal fans.
In terms
I don't think he's
a more objective point of view.
Yeah, I don't think he's that rated.
I think he's fairly rated by at least like majority of people. Like I don't think he's overrated. I don't think he's world class. I think he's just a very, very good player. Maybe he will be world class in the future, but right now, no. I don't think he'll put it there.
Yeah. Okay, Mats, what do you think? Do you agree with this comment? I think Porto can advance, but do you think they're a quarters max team?
Most of the teams that are in this competition would probably beat Porto. And if Porto are to get the result away at Arsenal, I'd certainly would be wanting the winner of PSV and Borussia Dortmund, and I wouldn't really have hope if they played Man City or Real Madrid. But even though I'm hoping they play PSV or Dortmund, there is a chance that they could beat the other teams, but they'll certainly be underdogs. So I would say, I guess, something like 67% yes, 33% no.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, quarter's been good for Porto because the last time I think Porto made the quarterfinals was it was the season when Chelsea won the Champions League, right?
They beat Juventus that season on away goals.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
I do remember Liverpool also beating them in a quarterfinal.
No, I'm talking about their most recent quarterfinals. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah. I just wondered which one was sooner.
Okay. Okay, so maybe a little bit. Porto Corporo team. So how do you feel about Jeremy going to Inter? Yeah, give me your quick thoughts, Matt.
I think it's a good move generally. The only thing I'm not really happy about was the fact that Porto haven't got any money for him, but that was more on a fault to the fact that Porto were pushing to try and get the money for him, and they were maybe too patient and didn't cut their losses enough, and therefore he's going to be going on a free.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and
he's been great, and his time's come to an end.
Albert Crystal Pep. Okay, come on, Albert.
I mean, to be fair, Sergio Ramos would have got sent off more than Pepe did.
I think you can maybe make an argument Pepe is like a better natural defender. You can maybe make that argument. But in terms of like longevity, in terms of like everything else, Ramos has got clear. So, but yeah, I mean, I think we all know Ramos is probably better. I think most people would probably say, stop it. I don't care. The time of the national team is over. Doesn't show up the big games. At least Osman scored. I think that's a bit harsh. I think like this season you can maybe say, but I don't think all seasons you could say that. Okay. I just think Arsenal are a horrible team in European competitions. I guess that explains why they haven't won the Champions League nor the Europa League. You know, that's crazy, guys. Because at least because other teams have also not won the Champions League, but at least they've won the Europa League. Like for example, Atletico Madrid, they have never won the Champions League, but at least they have won the Europa League. Like Arsenal never winning anything, not even win the Europa League. I think it's just sad, in my opinion. I mean, it's sad both ways, but
I think they won the Cup Winners' Cup, but that's about it. But Chelsea have won both. They've won the Champions League, the Europa League, the UEFA Super Cup. The European success, along with the fact they've won more Premier League titles, is why I would say that Chelsea are bigger than Arsenal, and Chelsea are the biggest team in London.
All right, HKR says Portuguese teams make sneaky runs to UCL every year. No, that's true. That's true. All right. Yeah, he's moving to Inter this summer. He's not moving now. All right. Let's quickly go through. Okay. Yeah, here we go.
Sorry about that. My internet kind of crashed.
All right. Arnuatovic going to bench Taremi. All right, we'll see. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up. We got to get to the Barca game, man, and I got to wrap this up soon because I got to eat dinner and I got to watch some MLS. So I need to wrap this up soon. Yeah, Prem writers were hating on Inter yesterday. Of course they are, man. Premier League fans,
whoa,
yeah. Sorry, Arsenal lost.
Me too.
Yeah. And Saka is by far world class. I think he's good. He's really talented, but world class is no. Yeah, world class. Like I hate when people over like. There's nothing wrong with praising the player.
but
you can't overdo it like that. I don't know why people can't be.
I feel like the phrase world class, the phrase world class just gets thrown around like everywhere nowadays. Like,
yeah,
it's just, it's kind of just become a bit more opinion based.
The bar's low for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. I think that's true. I think Rashford is higher than Saka moments. Dembele over Saka. Come on. My friend says he's world class because he's playing
maybe
the Premier
just
League
at dribbling.
No, he's world class not yet. A game like this is why he's not there yet. But many is really good. Let's go not going to see our sense. I'm telling you, man. Look at the Twitter, man. Look at Twitter. Arsenal fans. I've seen some of them do this. Okay, so I'm not going to name any of the Arsenal fans here, but I mean, you guys could just search on Twitter and see it for yourself because I can't believe Arsenal fans do this.
I see no shame in naming them.
Yeah, I'm not going to name. All right, I think we're going to head on
choice.
No, they made the they went out the round of 16, Antonio. They went out the round of 16 Inter. So yeah. Porto made it to the quarters of 2021 with Torami Bicycle K to the champions.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. Let's talk about the Barca game, man. I think we spoke enough of this Porto game.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep it brief, man, because I gotta. Let's keep it around maybe like 10 to 15 minutes, 20 minutes, maybe at most. All right, so what you guys? So actually, let me start first in saying this because this is my club. So, Napoli won, Barca won. It feels like a missed opportunity. It really does because I feel like we should have won this game, especially how dominant we were in the first half, and the amount of chances we missed, man, it was ridiculous, you know. And then obviously second half, we continued to pepper. And then we finally scored that goal. Lewandowski scored a very nice goal, guys. You know, I think Barca fans and I think people in general need to respect Lewandowski because this year he's actually been decent. Like he's been on good form this year. I think this is like his 9th goal in all competitions, I think, this year, which is actually pretty interesting. And I think he's like one of the top scorers this year, just this year alone, you know. And then for some reason, it feels like Barca switched off. It feels like after we scored, we kind of like, okay, we got this thing in the bag. But then Napoli kept pressing. They kept pushing. Then they finally score. Victor Oshimen scores a nice goal there. Iago Martinez, I don't know what he did for that goal because that was absolutely disgraceful for that goal. And then obviously Napoli kept pushing, and they almost scored a winner there. I think Gio Simeone, came off the bench and almost scored, I think. So, yeah, for Barca, man, it's a shame. And then obviously Gundogan had the late chance there at the end to score there. And then I think Yamal also had a big chance the first half, if I remember correctly. So those are my quick thoughts, man. What do you have to say, Doodle? Because you're a Serie A expert, I think, so you know this Napoli team very well.
Yeah. So while watching the first half, I was kind of like, I thought that this is not going to end well for Napoli because Barcelona, I think they should have won this game. Like I think Napoli got away with it because I feel like that Napoli in this game, just first half, they just had nothing. Like they had nothing going forward at all. Like it felt like Barcelona were just really controlling the game, and it also felt like that. You know, if not for Meret, if Meret was there, not there, like saving the shots, I think this could have definitely ended worse. Because I also think that Napoli's midfield. I think that the midfield battle was a bit funny, a bit fun. Like I thought Pedri was good. Like I think Pedri definitely took the game. But as you can see, like what I also noticed is that Napoli, as you know, they decided to discard Zielinski from their Champions League squad because of the now confirmed move to Inter in the summer. And I think that because of that took away the creativity from Napoli. They're from Napoli's midfield. And because of that, I think that we saw that Napoli's wingers today were just not really that effective. Like Politano and Quara were just anonymous, if we're being honest. And I think that, and to be honest, I'm not exactly. I predicted this score also, or a 1-1. And I think that now, personally, if Barcelona do not advance, then I think that's going to be a really big disappointment. Because this Napoli team this season, they're basically just waiting for the season to end. They have just not really been up to par at all in any of the competitions. They just don't have any ideas right now. They don't really know what they're trying to play for. And it feels like that unless they get, and it just feels like every single month, it feels they're just getting worse and worse instead of improving. So I think that a draw theoretically is not really a bad result for Barcelona as it's an away game. But I really think that they should have won this game. And I think that Napoli definitely got away with it. And I think Barcelona's going to win this second leg fairly comfortably. But at the same time, it's kind of like, it's like if now Barcelona definitely need to make use of it, because if this Napoli team somehow beats Barcelona in the second leg away in Spain, I think that's just going to be a really, really bad look for Barcelona personally. So I think they should be winning this game. They should have won this game, and I think they're going to win the second leg. That's what I predict.
Yeah, it's interesting. Matt, do you have any thoughts about this game?
Well, I only saw a few seconds of this game, but what I can say is that before the game, I'm sure Barca fans would have taken the draw, but the fact that they had
like the context,
the fact that they were winning, and some of the other reasons you had in mind is disappointing. But that being said, I would still expect Barcelona to win the home game. So the draw's not the worst result, but maybe just disappointing the fact that they could have won this maybe 2-0. There was also, I kind of expected that this game would be a draw and then Barca would win by 1, maybe 2 goals in the home leg. I know that you've been fairly vocal on praising Andreas Christensen. What do you think of him starting as a defensive midfielder?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, thank you for mentioning that, Mats. Xavi Hernandez. I'll be honest with you, I don't like Christensen at DM. Now, I don't think he was terrible per se in this game, but I don't think he was effective. I think he was average. So I'm not really sure if this is a good idea, especially in those high pressure games. Imagine we put him against like a Bayern Munich or maybe Bayern Munich's not a good example, like Man City or Real Madrid. Like
Kevin De
I just feel
Bruyne.
I just feel like Christensen at DM just didn't really work in my opinion. But obviously Iñaki Martinez, I wasn't a huge fan of starting Iñaki Martinez before the game, considering he had not really played that much before the game, I believe. So I would have probably started Christensen and then maybe start Fermin Lopez in the midfield. But I don't know. I mean, what do you think, Doodle? Do you think Barca kind of switched up after scoring? Because I kind of feel like they did.
Yeah. I think that when Lewandowski scored that goal, I thought like, okay, this could get really ugly for Napoli now. But after that, like right after that goal, it felt like Barcelona just kind of, okay, we got our goal. We're now just gonna try to holding on to it. And I think they probably could have gone for it because the thing with Napoli this season, as you know, after selling Kim and Jay, every Serie A fan that I know and Napoli fans know, this Napoli defense is really bad. Like this Napoli defense concedes a lot of goals nowadays. It's like you can really take this Napoli team by the scruff of their neck. Like I think Di Lorenzo in this game was really bad. I think Di Lorenzo was just really poor in this game. And and I just think that Barcelona, this was a missed opportunity. And I think that I also remember while saving that comment about Frankie de Jong, I personally think that Barcelona, they definitely need a defensive midfielder in this summer. I think that should be a priority because
it should be a priority.
I think that midfield for both teams this game, the midfield battle was, as I said, like really, really funky. Like it felt like neither midfield exactly like. I think the difference was Pedri. I think Pedri was the difference and that's probably what gave Barcelona a bit of an edge. But I think that the mistake right there, the Oshimen goal, like I think that goal should have been avoided. That was I don't even know. Like when I saw that, I was like, okay, the defender just did something really stupid there. Like that, it was just that came kind of out of nowhere, and it gave Napoli a hope. And like Napoli, for whatever how bad they are at home, they're still like they can pull something out at home. But like obviously today they didn't, and I think that now,
that's true.
I think that Barcelona's definitely in a context. Okay, it's a draw away. Like it's not terrible, and I think they probably will win the second leg. But they really could have put this tie away in this game, and I'm actually wondering like what are the chances that might come back to haunt them? Like I don't think there's big chances, but like I don't think this tie is exactly like 100% over. Like you never know what's gonna happen. I think that
Yeah, and also, what were your guys' thoughts about taking the coach Calzano taking off Oshimen and Kvaratskhelia, which I thought was really weird.
But I mean, Quara had a bad game. I'll just say that.
Yeah,
so that probably was justified.
Yeah, I know.
Oshimen, I also understand Oshimen because Oshimen just returned from injury, so I think that was a precaution.
You mean return for AFCON?
AFCON. Right? I mean, yeah. No, he has been injured sometimes this season, so I was like, okay, yeah. He returned from Africa Cup of Nations, so I think that was also the reason why he probably just wanted to rest him there. But I think that because of that, I think that Barcelona's defense as a whole, it was really funny. Barcelona's defense, I think this season has not been good, right? From what I've seen, it's been really inconsistent. So that's actually interesting. It just kind of shows you just how Napoli. I feel like if I even said this, if this was last season's Napoli, I think that Barcelona would have really struggled because last season's Napoli, what they did was their attack put so much pressure on defenders, and they eventually were going to concede. They were just able to make quick passes. This season's Napoli, it just feels like all of their players just feel like they completely downgrade. There's not a single improvement that I'm seeing. I think all of their players have just gotten worse. Even Oshimen, he scored in this game, but before, let's be honest, before that goal, Oshimen wasn't really that effective in this game. Before that goal. Yeah. And I just think it was that was a gift, but who knows what's going to, I think that Barcelona probably should still win the second leg. But I mean, if I was Barcelona, I still wouldn't have this be a done game. I still would not take this I would not take Napoli really that lightly because you never know what could happen. I think they're just going to have to do they're going to have a professional match and they're going to have to see this through.
Yeah, and I gotta get credit. And Gisa and Lobotka I thought was really good for Napoli. I think they're the best players throughout the game.
Yeah,
in my personal opinion. Yeah, and and I just think for Barca, man, we can't switch off. You can't switch off, especially in away games. You can't allow teams to dominate them because, like I said, the away atmosphere it's completely against you. The home fans are there for Napoli; they're going to be cheering on. And I just think for Barca, we allowed Napoli to get back in this game, and that was a big mistake. We should have tried to kill off the game and finish it off. You know.
Yeah. Especially as this Napoli, as we said, or this Napoli's defense, it's not unbreakable. In fact, it's really as you can see, their center backs. I think Rahmani obviously made a mistake. I think for the Lewandowski goal, he was ball watching there. They went through. It was a good goal, but I just think that the positioning there was just not there. And I think that because of that, the Barcelona really had a chance to kill this tie off in this game alone. So while in context, I think it's probably not going to bother Barcelona fans too much. It's an away game, but I think that they really could have won this game. I think they probably should have won this game.
Yeah, and also I want to ask you guys this question: should we blame Ter Stegen for that goal? Because I've seen some Barca fans do this.
No, I think I would not blame him. I feel in those kind of moments, first of all, it's Oshimen, and I think that in a 1v1, I think a keeper. I mean, it's kind of a guessing game. I think that the defender made a mistake. I think that was a bit bad.
Yeah, I blame Iago Martinez more than Ter Stegen for that.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So man, for Barca, man, like I said, man, I'm still confident. But let's not we still need to be respectful. Obviously, this Napoli team is Serie A champions for a reason, you know. And I see some people, and so let's go ahead and look at some of your guys' comments, and then we're gonna go ahead and head off, guys. Head off. Antonio Badani says, "Man, Barca got so unlucky with the goal; they conceded. Barca should have easily won by 2 or 3." That is true. That's true. We could have scored 2 or 3 goals. I remember that Yamal miss, man. I wish he had scored that, man. Do you guys see that miss at the beginning of the game?
Yeah.
It was so early in the game. Oh, man.
That kind of shows inexperience. I want to say something about Yamal. I really rate him highly. I think this, if he's assuming his development continues being well, I see him being as one of the best wingers in the future. I rate him a lot.
It's just that we need to manage minutes. We need to manage his minutes. That's the issue.
Yeah, the thing is, if you overplay him, I feel if you overplay him, that's not gonna be able to. He's 16. You can't just really depend on him for every game. That's just it's good management.
It's gonna be like what happened to
the more experienced players need to step up. I think that's probably how it is for Barcelona.
Yeah, Sebastian mentoring says Sebastian, Barca weren't even that bad today. Hope Barca wins and Barca haters can shut up. Yeah.
But the thing is, I just want to say though, I feel like Barcelona, it's really weird to say, but I think if Barcelona do advance, I think they're gonna have a harder time in quarterfinals than against.
Oh yeah, dude. Dude, I already know this. If we make the quarterfinals, we're likely to get smashed in the quarterfinals. We're likely to get smashed. I already know.
I mean, unless you play like a Dortmund or a PSV, maybe there's a chance. But like even there, like I feel like, I mean, who knows? But like I think otherwise, I mean, it's Barcelona. I always said that Barcelona is still Barcelona. You can never really take Barcelona lightly. But I mean, this is obviously I think this Barcelona team is obviously not the Barcelona team that we saw all of those years ago. I think this is a Barcelona team that I think is, I don't know if you can call it a rebuild. I feel like it's kind of going through kind of like a quote unquote identity crisis. I think this Barcelona team needs some kind of a revamp, and I think to really find themselves as one of the best teams in Europe, I think they really need to find that again for them to progress.
All right. Not when the UCL Prime Sanchez was crazy. All right. Okay. Hopefully Messi bags the hat trick against the dub since Barca couldn't. Yeah. Prime was always at Real Madrid. But the tickets are expensive. Inter Miami versus Toronto FC is October 5th, and Toronto Stadium is $270 per person. You don't even know if Messi will play or injure or not. Yeah, that's the thing, guys. When Messi came to America, the prices have skyrocketed. The prices are
it makes sense.
So I'm like, because I remember I think I heard like it was a pretty cheap. Like I'll tell you guys from personal experience. Like I think it was like $50 I heard for Inter Miami games, and then all of a sudden it's like $200 now. So like it's increased that much, man. You know, to be able to throw world class everywhere. My homie said I have too high standards. Okay, Sebastian. Well, all right, Barca play better most of the game. Can't lie. I think I'd rather have Barca advance. You know, think about it this way, guys. If Napoli do advance, Napoli is probably going to get. I don't think Napoli is going to get destroyed in the quarterfinals, right?
Personally, I feel like in this, which one, like, this is like, there's a meme like the battle of mid. I feel like that's what like a lot of the casual football fans have been associating that meme with this game, like this tie as a whole. Like, I feel like I still think, I mean, Barcelona, I mean, they were probably they're still the favorites even coming into this. Now they're definitely, but like, I mean, this Napoli team can lose to any team. Like even the worst teams, like I've seen this Napoli team struggle against the relegation Serie A teams this season. Like they lost to like Frosinone 4-0 at home in Coppa Italia. Like this team can lose to any team on its bad day. But I'm not trying to like disrespect Napoli because like it's not like 100% impossible for Napoli to win the second leg. I mean, you never know. As I said, this is football. Yeah. You never know. If Napoli get like an early goal, then that adds more pressure on Barcelona. If they somehow get an early goal, so I think whoever scores the first goal next, if Barca scores the first goal, I think that's tied on. But if Napoli score the first goal in the away game, then I think that's going to make things a bit more interesting and a bit more challenging for Barcelona.
You know what's really crazy, guys? Barca haven't lost an away game at all this season.
I would take Napoli.
I mean, I would take Napoli as well. Because Inter this season, we've already beat Napoli twice, pretty comfortably in both games as well, especially in the away game, we beat them 3-0. Like, I would take them, definitely.
Yeah.
My thing is that Spalletti is already at the Italian national team.
No, but the thing is, like, what I'm trying to say here is that Barca have actually done better away than at home this season. We've actually lost 3 games at home. Mm-hmm. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised.
Because you guys are not in Camp Nou anymore, right? You guys are not in Camp Nou anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
So that probably is in effect.
Yeah, Boo says, Napoli goalkeeper too good. Barca versus Napoli, round of 16. Next game, you know what happened. I swear to God, I don't want to see that. I know this Bayern team is not that great anymore, but still, we're gonna get destroyed. I just already know it.
Kind of gives the same vibes though, doesn't it? Like not Bayern, but it kind of gives the same vibes that if Barcelona do advance, like they're probably gonna like really struggle against the next team. Like it kind of gives those kind of vibes. And also the difference is that they had Messi, and I think Messi alone was just a difference maker at that time. So we'll see how this happens. We'll see how this goes. Maybe Lewandowski scores again.
Yeah. Guys, correction there. Ahead. So when I said the away game, I mean in La Liga. We've actually lost away in the Champions League. So I should have rephrased. But yeah.
Oh yeah, against that Belgian team.
Yeah. Especially as a really okay.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
I see the same. I see the same vibes too, in the sense that expecting the game in Napoli to be a draw and the game in Barcelona to be a win, but not too convincing.
Okay, Baltimore said, I swear, 80. I swear, I heard you at 80 just with a level. Okay, now, guys, I might disrespect Lewandowski, but I don't think I've been as disrespectful as other Barca fans. And I still say that Lewandowski is better as a super sub. Now, people saying Lewandowski should be sold, should be shipped to Saudi and this stuff. I don't think I've ever said that, you know. And I said we should still keep Leva until the end of the season. But Leva is proving right now he is a good player. You know,
I think right now you can't bench him. Like, I think right now he's the difference maker in a way for Barcelona, like in the attack. So I think right now you cannot bench him. Right now.
Oh yeah, one thing I want to say. Yeah. One thing I want to say. I want to mention this real quick. Xavi, why were your substitutions so late in this game?
I mean, yeah, I also didn't get, like, honestly, the substitutions, like, they were so late. Like at that point, Napoli already had the momentum, and I think like once Napoli scored that 1-1, I think that's when substitutions should have happened, because it was like because after that it seemed like the momentum was shifting towards Napoli more. I think that he made the substitutions way too late, and that could have cost Barcelona potentially.
Yeah, Pooh says exactly. 80, don't respect your players. Love is a goal scorer. Okay. All Barca fans respect Lewandowski. Guys, you got to watch Lewandowski yourself, because Lewandowski is a player that misses so many chances. If you're on, like, if the guy's doing it consistently, it's kind of hard to, like, you know, continuously respect, you know. But yeah, I mean, and somebody puts it here perfectly. Lava sometimes is frustrated, but he's on some great form right now. He's scoring. Ospina's not at Napoli anymore. He's left them. Yeah, Real Madrid's carrying Spanish football. Yeah, Albert Lowell. Barca should totally advance. I'm sorry, but no excuse today. Sure, Barca are much better. Napoli got super lucky. Barca have destroyed them Olympic.
I don't think it's going to be destruction. I actually don't think it's going to be a destruction. Like, okay, I think that Barcelona may be a 1 or a 2 goal lead. I think it's going to be like a 3-0 and 4-0. I think that Napoli, despite this, I just think, not so because of Napoli, but I just think that Barcelona this season, they've been missing so many chances that I just don't really have faith they're going to be that clinical. But, like, they don't need that. Like, they just need to score like 1 or 2 goals, just see the game out. Like, that's basically what they need. They don't need to, like, go completely offensive, personally.
Yeah, or is low. Maradona some more advance. Wow. We all know Napoli's 0-1. Nah, come on. It was not a one season. It wasn't a one season.
I don't think if they kept Spalletti, if they kept all of that, they probably would have been challenging Inter right now. Like, that team was good. That team was very good. Like, the reason why all of this happened is because, like, when you let your manager go, Spalletti wanted to leave, and I mean, Italy national team job, that's huge. And then we sell Kim and Jay. I get that it was a release clause. I guess that was a release clause. But the problem for me is not exactly selling Kim and Jay, but not replacing him adequately. Like, they got some unknown defender, and, like, if you're not going to replace your best defender, well, then this is what this is what you should expect. And then the awful coaching hirings, just the transfer window being very underwhelming, players just being off form. All that cultivates into what we're seeing from Napoli now. So really, I did expect Napoli to have a worse season, but even as that, like, I did not expect it to be this bad. Like, I thought that would be okay, maybe top 4, 4th place, worse season than last season, but, like, not completely catastrophic. This is the worst title defense I've seen in Serie A history since I've been watching this league. Like, this is the worst title defense I've ever seen in Serie A since I've been watching. This is really this team is just really bad. Like,
I think the issue. I think it's on the management. I think the management needs to take most of the blame here. I think the management needs to take most of the blame, the board.
But also the players, I think the players also, I think they're just not really, like, putting in, like, last season we saw, like, this team last season, you put this team obviously with Kim and Jay. This is basically aside from them. This team last season, every single game, they all were, like, in top shape, in top form. They were ready to make difference. This season, it just feels like all of them, they're just kind of hoping. Like, it just feels like they're just hoping something goes right for them, that they're going to take advantage. Like, there's not much intent being shown by this Napoli team. And it's scary for them, because I'm worried, because, like, if these things don't improve for them this season, you know, there's a chance that Oshimen could leave. There's a chance that Quara could leave. There's a chance that, and maybe in a way they probably should, there's an argument that they should sell those two and just rebuild, because what we're seeing right now is it's really disappointing from Napoli, and it's not a really good look for Serie A itself as well, because this is a defending champion, and this is how it's going. So I mean, we're gonna have to see.
Yeah, they gotta get me. They gotta. At
I
this
mean,
rate,
the title
they're not
will
even
look-
European football.
Agree with you on quality of centre backs, but wasn't Kim and Jae? I will agree with you on quality of centre backs, but wasn't Kim and Jae an unknown defender before Napoli anyway?
That's true, but like as I was saying, like Rahmani, for example, like this guy, I've always kind of was skeptical about rating him because like he had to at first he was paired with Koulibaly and then he was paired with Kim and Jae. So I always felt like he as a leader of that defense is probably not going to work, and this season is proving me correct because take Koulibaly out, take Kim and Jae out, and give him like Juan Jesus and Ostergaard, and then you have like Di Lorenzo underperforming this season. You have the left back situation. I mean, both Mario and Oliveira this season have been poor, and Meret also, like Meret was good in this game, but there are like Meret is very inconsistent. Like he could be good in one game, he could be like very good, and next game he could be dropping stinkers. So I think that overall, the management is the number one to blame for what is happening now, and then I think and then it's the manager, and I think it's the players. And I just think overall the club itself needs this season to end, just reset, just reevaluate what happened, and then just rebuild in the summer. I think that's what this team needs now. So I think right now Napoli is basically just playing just for pride at this point. That's what I feel.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead. We got to wrap this up very soon. Okay, Napoli wasn't lucky. The goal was just too good. Porto, major club in Portugal. All right, glad Xavi's leaving AD. It's kind of like a bit of both, I suppose. Like I am a bit sad because I did want him to succeed at Barca.
I don't think he failed.
Time,
like I've seen people say that Xavi failed at Barca. Like he won La Liga. Come on, he did not fail. I do think they could be better. I do think that it could definitely been better. But like I think there's also you need to also take in context that there's Real Madrid, in La Liga. There's also that the financial problems that Barcelona is having. There's the whole scandal. I think there's all of that. Like it just feels like, and obviously what Xavi also commented is the media itself. That's definitely not helping the matter. So I think all of that, it really takes a lot on the coach. And I think that Xavi probably, and I think that Barcelona now in this summer, they're going to have to find a correct manager to make sure that the team itself continues competing at the highest level. I think they're going to definitely need to find a manager that really suits them.
Yeah, to win La Liga in his second season, having come from the Qatari Stars League, it counts for something.
It definitely does. It definitely does.
Antonio Banderas says, Xavi's not to be blamed for the result today. Team had enough chances to win. Christian Diem was good at the beginning, but sorry, he was too slow and tired in the second half. Yeah, I think the team just as a whole dropped off the second half. And like I said,
I think the
don't
only
really
thing you could blame him for is the substitutions, like the late substitutions, and maybe the not tweaking that. Like I think, and probably selecting Inigo Martinez as a starter. I think that's the only thing you can really blame him for. Tactically, I think Barcelona played a good enough game to win this game. I would not blame the tactics. I think it's just those lineup selection, the substitutions that really let them down.
Yeah. I think the bigger issue was the substitutions, in my opinion. Like the lineup choices, even if I wasn't completely sure, they were fine for majority of the game. It's just that they just kind of dropped off as a whole. But yeah, the substitutions were awful. That's the only thing I would criticize him for. But everything else is on the players. I would say Barca really let AFCON champion go. Yeah, we should have kept Kessie, man. I'm taking Kessie over Romeo any day of the week. Tony Badan said Christensen was messing up with the ball a lot. I thought De Jong was pretty great today.
He speaks more about Kessie later on.
Kessie would have been the answer. Barca need to move on from tiki-taka and beautiful football. Barca should focus on winning like Real Madrid.
I don't think Barca is playing tiki-taka. That has not been a thing. Like I feel like that's just very generic. Like I feel like Barcelona's just trying to evolve in a way. I just think that their progress is being hindered by the fact that they're not able to purchase the right players needed for it. Like they definitely need a defensive midfielder. I think they might also need a better winger. I think they will probably need actually, no, I was going to say striker, but then I just realized y'all bought that Brazilian player. I forgot his name.
Oh, yeah, Roque. Roque didn't even play at all today. That's actually disgraceful.
Yeah. I think you're going to I think Lewandowski stays for one last year, I'm assuming, but like, I don't think he should be starting that much next season. I think he should just be a guy that comes in when Barcelona's not winning and just needs some kind of a focal point. But like right now, you probably need to start him. Like right now, he's making the difference in the attack. Gundogan, I think Gundogan still overall has been a solid signing. He brought that experience needed. But this Barcelona team has quality. I just think that there are some positions that could definitely be addressed. Like Koundé, I think today was good, but like I think that this season Koundé overall, from what I've seen, has been very inconsistent, and I think that maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but he's definitely better as a center back, right, than as a right back.
Yeah. All right. Barca needs Iniesta. Oh man. Who could be managing with brothers? Oh man. I'm gonna say this right now, and I don't want any more Barca. I don't want any Barca legends as coaches anymore. After Xavi, we need to get serious coaches. I
feel like that invites nepotism also, but it's just like it just adds also extra pressure. Like I feel like it's just time to just get someone that is. Now, obviously, I've read reports that apparently Thomas Tuchel is leaving Bayern, but I don't think he would work at Barcelona. I also think Antonio Conte at Barcelona, that would just be a bit weird, personally. And there was
definitely no Conte.
No, Conte, like if you get Conte, okay, maybe in league it could work, but like the problem with him is like he's gonna demand a lot. He's gonna demand money, like he's gonna demand signings, and like I don't think Barcelona can provide that to him. And I think that because of that, it's really gonna be interesting who Barcelona gets as a successor to Xavi. Like it's really going to be.
And he would have been better following Koeman, given that Koeman did often play wing backs, including Serginho Dest, which I'm sure Albert will bring up at some point. But compared to now, it's not as good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I interpret that say it's a defense fault, not interesting. Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and any other relevant comments to the game? 80 Mats, I want to do okay. All right, Body doing all right at Brighton.
I don't think it would get smashed. I feel like PSG is a bit. I'm kind of maybe this is gonna upset people. I think PSG is a bit overrated personally. Like I don't think they've been that convincing in Champions League this season, and I just think that we're gonna say that they're dominating League 1, but like come on, with the resources that they have compared to other teams, like you probably expect it. Like I just think that PSG, they're a good team, and I think that Kylian Mbappe is obviously a difference maker for them. But I just feel like if you take Mbappe out, is their team like really that good? Like if we take Mbappe out, is their team like one of the best in Europe? Like I feel like there could be a conversation about that.
Yeah.
It's okay. He's trying to pander to PSG and.
Yeah. He also likes PSG, so yeah. And everybody does say Barca have more potential.
He hated that was like months ago. He hated PSG.
Yeah, it's a battle mids too. Low Barca too. Sebastian, okay, all right.
He already got it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
No, but I think that the thing that I'm trying to say here, Pookie, is that I think if Barca goes, I think from an objective point of view, not from a biased point of view, I think Barca making it farther, it would be better, right? I think people would rather see that, But obviously, from Matt's and obviously.
I mean, obviously, I've been wanting. I mean, obviously, I try to back Serie A teams in Europe. Like I try to, not that I would be loud cry if they went out. Like obviously, Inter is my team, but personally, objectively speaking, I said that I think that Barcelona is probably gonna win this tie. Like objectively speaking. But we're gonna see. We'll see, I guess, in 3 weeks what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Barca didn't lose an away game. That might have been handy in 2019. Barca lost at home. Yeah, it's a good. Some lose. It's a lose for Barca. Napoli 2019 versus 20 was also 1-1. Napoli goes through. Man City will get them. The trick to making good subs is making all three players between the 65th and 78th minute. As much as I say Felix isn't good enough, as people say, he looked decent for the few minutes he came on. I think it could hurt Napoli, in my opinion. I did that FIFA. Barca did tie 1-1 and that's 2020. I think Barca got this. Pookie got it. Well, 65th, 75th, but yeah. Let's see. The term title defense is harsh because you can't win every season or every tournament. Oh yeah. I mean, we know that. But this is pathetic though. To be ninth in the Serie A.
Yeah, I
thought top four. I at the very minimum, it should have been top four.
Yeah, I feel like even if maybe you cannot win every season. Like Inter, when we won the title in 2021, next season we lost it, but we were in title with Milan, so and we were finished second. So we lost by 2 points. So it was not disgraceful. I mean, it was a disappointment. I think we should have won that title, but we lost. So and I just think that now, and Milan's title defense last season was pretty bad. A lot of Serie A fans said Milan last season title defense was pretty poor. They actually would have finished 5th if not for Juventus getting the point deductions. That's crazy.
Yeah, Juventus, man. Yeah.
But like even that is not as bad as what Napoli have been facing this season. Like
Napoli's
like ninth. I mean, that's just you cannot. And like, come on.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and wrap this up. So they were like Napoli. Should I run with them? UCL, no reason for Xabi Alonso to leave. It could also be the Kane curse strong in Bundesliga. And curse might still believe that UCL. The Champions in the league is decent. Remember 2021, 2022, Barca scoring 4 against every team until that Frankfurt disaster happened. Yeah, I miss those days, man. I miss those days. Maybe
I feel like it was a bit unsustainable. Though I felt like Barcelona, even that was just kind of like covering the cracks that Barcelona had that season. Like, let's be honest, Barcelona's squad that season was pretty poor. Like, let's objectively speaking. So, like, I mean, yeah.
Maybe Barca can get Michael. Okay, Alvaro, I don't know what you're saying. That's definitely cap.
Come on.
Okay. All right. Okay, now it's okay. Okay. The one. Okay. Oh, I see. Wish Barca kept the snake in the game. Dembele, because at least he's that's right. Rafinha just hasn't been up to scratch. Rafinha's the Barca player. Rafinha's like Real Man City. How's Dembele snake though? Just skill and dribbling.
Because do you actually rate Rafinha? Do you rate Rafinha?
Not Rafinha is a player that's like he's like good at like terms of getting like GA, but he's not really good in terms of as a player. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, Dembele is like pretty much the opposite, right? Like Dembele is like he's able to like he's dangerous in 1v1s. He's able to like get through, but like his final ball, like he's scoring, his GA is just not there. It's like it's a very weird mix. They're like polar opposites.
Yeah. All right, guys. So hit the like button, guys. Hit the subscribe button if you're new on here, guys. And we're gonna wrap this up very soon, guys. Where in fact it's getting very. I think we're making this a bit too long. An hour 46 minutes is a bit too long. So I think we're gonna wrap this up. So I'm really sorry, SSB. I would love to continue, but I think we're gonna wrap things up soon. I will put timestamps in the description below. So if you guys are just joining, you guys can always check out the replay. And yes,
we're gonna have the preview. We're gonna do the previous. I'm guessing for the future, right? For the second legs, maybe.
Maybe if there's time. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah. Then obviously, tomorrow we're gonna have the Europa League and Conference League. I'll try to keep that stream short. Tomorrow, obviously. And then we'll see if the games go to extra time. Then obviously, it's gonna be interesting. So let's go read some of you guys' final comments. We're gonna head out. Skill dribbling, yo. Anthony. Boris have to take Napoli. Take the Napoli second leg. Brazil's on a down even in terms of skill. Look at Anthony Rafinha also struggling qualifiers. I meant to say Dembele's a snake because what he did to Barca this summer. My bad for the horrible spelling. Yeah, like we basically gave Dembele. We basically did everything for Dembele, and then Dembele decided, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm gonna go for PSG. That's why basically everyone calls him a snake.
Money talks, right? It has to be money talks.
Oh man, yeah, pretty much.
But I think in the end, like I mean, it is what it is. I feel like at some point you just need to like kind of let it go. Just it is what it is.
At least we got money for it. So, anyways, I'm gonna wrap things up here, guys. So please hit the like button, guys. Hit the subscribe button on your way out, guys. Remember, guys, we're gonna have to click that join button to become a member of the channel to get access to members' videos, member streams. We're gonna have our member stream on Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Then obviously we'll do I'll see you guys then, man. So hope you guys did enjoy. Please remember to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, I'll see you guys, man. And once again, shout out to Mats and Doodle and Barry for joining earlier. I'll see you guys.
Have a good day. Good to be on the channel.